Hey friends, this pen is my favorite pen. Hey friends! You're gonna lose somebody right away, just so you know. So you'll want to strategize how you open those videos. That is super key, super important. 3 years ago, we were not using AI.
It's true.
We were not. And then overnight, like ChatGPT, like kind of changed the world. Even though there were some AI things out there like Jasper, Claude.
I mean, there was earlier versions of ChatGPT, but it was like, what was it? Was it 2.0 or 3.0 or something? Like, I remember it was that November. Like, overnight, everybody was flipping out about ChatGPT.
Yeah. It's definitely changed the way I do my personal branding, dash work, and it's been amazing. And everybody keeps saying it's going to take things over, but I'm still not convinced it's going to take over our jobs.
No.
Because I feel that people want that human element and they're going to see something AI generated, and we're already kind of seeing it. And people are like, no, that is AI. I can tell. Like somebody sent me this thing about, I just saw this video where this guy said South Sister was going to blow. And I was like, that's AI. Like, yes, South Sister the mountain that's in our backyard, may blow someday, but that video was definitely AI generated. And sometimes you really can't tell. I also saw a UGC ad where some of the stuff that I had filmed and some of the stuff my husband had filmed was mashed up with other people's filming, and there was AI elements in it, and I was completely turned off. I was like, they had AI generated in there. So I feel like people aren't fooled, yes, on that. However, there have definitely been some news things I've seen, or Mel Robbins.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen these AI generated things with Mel Robbins talking about products. I'm like, that ain't Mel Robbins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can tell.
So today we are going to talk about using AI for social media, but also for other tasks or marketing, and kind of some do's and don'ts and some best practices, and then some things that, like what you were kind of saying, like some things that we can all be reassured about, I think, with AI.
Yeah. So what do you feel are the biggest mistakes you're seeing with people using AI, Darlene?
Oh, I think it's just copying and pasting and letting AI do all the work for you and not even really having a human element at all. And you can just tell, I mean, you can read the caption and just tell it was written by AI. And this happened a lot in the early AI days. I would see ChatGPT reusing the same words all the time. We all know what they are. And it would just bother me so much.
Game changer.
Yeah. What was the other one? Level up and supercharge and, stuff like that. So it just sounds really regurgitated, cheesy. Like, you can tell there's a lot of emojis a lot of times, or a lot of M dashes. Like, there's all those little hallmarks that it was not edited or even personalized to your brand voice. That's the other thing, is when it doesn't sound like anything that I would know you for, it's not right. Like, you need to fix that.
Yeah, I saw a local government entity posting on social, and I saw they were using emojis. The copy was really cheesy, and I was like, you're a government entity. Like, why are you posting those type of emojis in your It was so written by ChatGPT, and I was like, come on.
Yeah. So, like, anytime it just sounds like it's not in their voice. And then I think AI can also fill up a caption with a lot of words, or fill a blog or whatever with a lot of
filler words,
and even just saying the same thing like 5 different ways in order. It's like it wasn't well edited, like that kind of stuff. I think with AI, we've seen some interesting things happen with like video editing, like where CapCut will give you shorts, and it's saves a lot of time with, going through your videos and trying to come up with shorts from your long form. But a lot of times what those programs will find is not exactly what you want to be pulling out as a short, So there's like human judgment that's missed, where it will grab a clip that might, have one person talking or something like that, but it's like a random clip. It's not anything that's of value that can be used like on its own as a nice little pull quote or like package or soundbite. So I think that intelligent problem solving that humans like from other humans, AI is not quite there yet.
Not there yet. When we use AI at Dash, what's the right way to look like for us and our clients? Because we do, and we're very clear with our clients, we use AI to help us. So how do we do that?
Yeah, I think that we use AI in a really smart and ethical way. And what I mean by that is that we are still doing all of those things. We're checking it, where I am often checking sources. So when ChatGPT gives me a link for where it pulled that fact or that information, I will go look at the link, especially if we're posting for a government client or a healthcare client or anything like that. I am checking those sources because it does not always quote things correctly. So there's that, just double checking it in general. The other thing is feeding it a lot of good information at the start to set it up really well. So we both have kind of like that 20-30 minutes of, this is the voice. Nope, not it yet. You need to tweak this and that. Like there's a lot of back and forth that we will have with AI. And then we like to, kind of keep our things like organized in documents, like saved in different folders for clients so that we can have it reference back things. It will sometimes forget stuff.
Oh yeah, it likes to throw the M dashes in.
Yeah, so we have to kind of keep it on course correct. So there's that. And personally, I use it for a lot of brainstorming as well. Or
I use it to like check my grammar.
Yeah, like how can I say this better?
How can I say this better? Is there anything misspelled in this? Like that definitely has really helped with the misspellings in the social media copy for sure. Like run this through and is this spelled correctly? Is this grammatically correct? That has definitely helped. I wish we could run graphics through it. Maybe someday you can, but right now you can't because we miss things on graphics all the time. So
we do. And, we're human and that's okay. But I was just going to bring up graphics. So I don't feel that AI tool like ChatGPT is helpful with graphics at this point. So that's job security for me. However, there's other tools like Canva does a really good job with certain AI tools within Canva. I mean, there's things that will help and save you a lot of time, like background remover. It will sometimes cut off somebody's finger, so you got to watch that. But, it also has like automatic resize. Like there's little tools like that that do save us a lot of time and help us do our jobs better and more efficiently, and then help us get our clients out there on more platforms just because we were able to resize a graphic with the click of a button. The other thing I've noticed is that I've started asking ChatGPT to help me with layout. So like helping me decide, how do I prioritize what pieces of text and content in the like hierarchy of how a document layout is going to go. So I won't have it give me a design, but I'll have it give me like, do this first, then put in this piece, then add in this piece. And that's been really helpful for me.
What I did today with ChatGPT is I had to write a script for a client's video and I gave it all the information I needed. I gave it all their brand information. I actually have a channel set up. So I always say, remember everything in this channel. Don't use M dashes. Like, it was for a TikTok video. So I said, please use the TikTok guidelines that I've put in before to help write this script. I gave it everything I wanted to do. And then it said, do you want this to be conversational or do you want this to be more educational? And I said, actually give me both because I want to see both and maybe I can A/B test those videos. So I just like the collaboration with it. And then I also tweak things back and forth, especially with the video part, because it will put things in there like stage shots. And I don't like staging shots for clients. We don't like that. Yes, it shows the problem, but they're obviously staged. So I'm like, please don't put in stage shots. Like I have a whole arsenal of things that I put in and it will get it 80%, but there's still tweaking you have to do. Darlene, how can small business or creators start using AI without like losing their voice?
Yeah, I think starting the conversation with AI, like we've said, tell AI what is your voice, first of all. Who's your audience? What are your brand values? Like basically give it the download on you so that it can help you better when it does give you an answer. And then the other thing I would say is kind of some of the tips that we've already talked about, like make sure to edit it. Like don't do all that and then skip that last part of the human check. Like you really have to do that, especially as a small business and you're trying to build your audience. Having that authentic voice come through is more important than anything, especially in the beginning, I would say. So making sure to align it with your tone and the message that you're trying to get across.
So let's break it down per platform. On Instagram, how I would use ChatGPT is the caption, the hook, some outlines for carousels and reels. And one thing I like to do is I like to take a client's blog and throw it into ChatGPT because it's already written. It's already in their voice. And say like, what social cuts do you need from this? And it will take me maybe 2 hours to get that blog kind of social media out for the month, but it actually way faster.
Yeah. And you have a whole month of social posts ideas like written out, and it will give you copy for what to put on the graphic and copy for the caption.
You can ask it for hooks too. So if you have a video idea and you need hooks, I just always err on the side of the hook being shorter rather than longer. So I will say, give me long hooks and short hooks.
Describe what a hook is real quick.
So a hook is the first 3 seconds of the video, guys. If you are just opening up the phone and going, hey friends, you're going to lose somebody right away. Just so you know. So you'll want to strategize how you open those videos. That is super key, super important. I feel like everybody misses that, especially these people that are small creators that are just starting out. The, hey friends, I scroll past. I'm like, come on, like, why do I want to watch this video? Unless it's like my friend or Darlene, like I will watch the video. But if you want to hook me in.
So give me an example of a good hook, like 1 or 2 really quick examples of what's a good hook.
Really?
Like, cause you're like, hey friends.
What would I say instead? Okay, it's this pen. Hey friends, this pen is my favorite pen. Don't start like that. This pen changed my journaling practice. Want to hear the one thing that changed my journaling practice?
Yeah, so it can be really hard to come up with something that's like short and grabby, and AI is really great at giving you those ideas. It'll give you some bad ideas.
Oh yeah, it will give you like one that's 10 seconds long, but you want them to be short and quick. You want them just to stop so you keep watching, like why your journaling practice has changed. What changed your journaling practice?
Exactly.
Pen did. These pens are great. They're the only ones we buy.
So for Pinterest, I've talked before about how Pinterest likes a lot of pings, and that means a lot of writing. And ChatGPT is fantastic, or any kind of, AI writing tool that you like is really great at coming up with a lot of variations of pin titles, descriptions, keywords, image names, like all those little pieces of text that you need. And you can say, like, here's my link to the product, here's my keywords, and here's like my business persona or brand values. Like, help me come up with 20 different variations of pin titles, descriptions, and all of that stuff. It will give them to you. I do recommend like editing some of those a little bit, but those I don't need as much editing because Pinterest is kind of keyword focused.
Yeah.
You can be a little more, it doesn't have to be so authentically in your voice. It's more about getting found from the search terms.
Yeah. LinkedIn, I like using it to reframe it from a like thought leadership perspective of things. So you could take the general idea and like, how do I frame this post for me as the thought leader for marketing?
I like that.
And I want to go back to Instagram and Facebook. I would use Instagram and Facebook exactly the same for the hooks, the reels, the thing, because they're basically the same platform with different demographics.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah. For YouTube, kind of similar to Pinterest in that you'll want to make sure that it's using all of those little keywords and that there's certain parameters kind of being filled with like character length and word length, although you'll want to double check that because sometimes it gets that wrong. But it'll also help you kind of like repurpose the long form into different clips too.
So what do you think the future of AI looks like, and how can we stay ahead of things without being replaced?
Yeah, so I will say something scary is that the AI that we are using today is the worst AI we will ever use, which means it is only getting better. And that can be kind of a scary thing to hear, but it's the truth. I don't think that the answer to AI is to not use it. I do feel like it's here. It's not going away. So the best thing that we can do is, especially as creatives, as writers, and as artists, we need to be involved in AI. We need to know how it works. And we need to know what the legal and the downfalls and all of those things are so that we can be involved in the conversation. Because if we're over here ignoring it, we don't have a chance to, have a seat at the table with AI. And I think that it should always be looked at as an extension of us, as a tool, as a brainstorming tool, not to take over our brains and to replace our brains and our thoughts, but as a tool.
I mean, I just use it to organize things. Somebody will send a creative brief and I'll put the creative brief in, and there's always things that I want to know, like, are there props in this that I'm missing? Can you outline all the props? Can you outline things like the B-roll video I need to do? Or is there any B-roll video that you would suggest that I add to this? Because clients like, adding little extra things to their stuff. That is one way I like to use it.
Yeah, for sure.
Just organizing my thoughts.
Yeah, organizing. And I think helping us be better. Sometimes I've put proposals into AI or like different pieces of writing and said, what am I missing? What's the argument I haven't made yet? You know, how can I make this better? So I think it's important to just to keep in mind that all of these platforms have their own little preferences, personalities, and audiences. And so AI should help support that and not like bring it down in energy. Like it should help you do your jobs better. If you liked this topic and you want to hear more thought leadership podcasts from us, follow Cringe Mountain Diaries.